So up next here we got the gear reductions in. This is a 35% from GotMuddy or Cody, and yeah, everything looks great. Still a solid gear on the main gear. This one is press fitted on, TIG welded up really nicely, straight as can be, machined out. You can see the difference here between the stock. All this is stock setup, how big the gear is, and that overhangs. That's your biggest thing here, is that it's almost flush with the basket versus this one that seats in quite a bit. And also the, let's flip this one around. And that's about your difference there on the primary gear. And then you can see it there. So, I mean, it's real simple on what you do. You just take the basket out, or you take your clutch basket out of there, put it in there. On the gear reductions, on the new ones, and most of the ones, you don't need to run this washer. It doesn't even fit in that one. It's the one that goes right there up against the case. You don't forget about your flat washer there. That will go right there. Once it's, I'm going to of course oil everything up. Put your basket on. Don't forget about your bushing. And I always recommend and usually get new nuts. It's just easier to be able to stake it up again. But yeah, everything looks great. About to get ready to install it once I oil and prep these up. Alright, so we're ready to install the clutches on this thing. It's pretty straightforward, just like every other Honda pretty much. Like I said, I get the new nuts for it too. Got the collar. Like I said, this one does not call for the factory washer to be back in there. There you go, that part's done. Now we'll put in our nut and torque that down. After you put in your primary gear here in your secondary basket, like I say, there's no in or out on these nuts. Oh, and by the way though, I already forgot because I'm in the mode here. I got SwampAss on the phone with me.
Hi guys.
Hi. So on your nuts and washers too, there's two different sizes. One can only go on one won't fit on the other, so throw that on there. Don't mix your nuts up. Throw your new nut on there. Now, with these clutches, it's 80, I mean, I'll look again, but it's around 80 foot-pounds each, and they will also be staked. I'm using new nuts, so I don't really know exactly where it was. Can't really go to that point. So really, it's, if you can find anyone with a clutch holder that uses these things, let me know. I'll be their best friend. But
is it 80 foot-pounds or 80 pound-feet?
Foot-pounds. You read it pounds-feet, but you say it foot-pounds.
Okay.
I do, and that's what I'm going with.
That sounds good. That's good enough for me.
So get your impact on there. Put it like three little braps on that. Be good to go. And then also go in there and stake your nut when you're done. Same thing with your primary. Where's my primary?
Where's my primary? Don't lose my primary, man.
Yeah. Take your primary then. This one is beveled. So when you press it on there, your inside, your outside, or your inside will be out. The outer basket will go all the way on. So that's gonna be pressed on. You get your new nut and your washer. On most of the other ones, there is an outside and inside on this nut here that will let you know, but there is no markings on this nut, so I just put the slightly beveled edge on the outside. Put that one on there. And you can get your holder, you can get your impact, whatever you need. Put that on there, and then stake that one down. And then from there, I'll pick back up with the clutch fork there, or the shifter drum. It's not even a shifter drum. I don't know. With him on the phone, guys, it's throwing me off. Can't think. So.
What? Can you hear me? Am I making that much noise back here?
It's either you, the fan, the birds, whatever.
No birds. I'm in my truck.
So there's your pretty much clutch setup on every Honda there. So there's your 35% reduction in here too. That is a 35% factory disc.
One more time for me. How many percent?
35%. And he's running the stock clutch pads. These were all looking pretty good, so we're not worried about replacing those. I don't think he's going to have an issue with them. So roll with that. If he does later on, which the only way he's going to do it later on is if he starts slipping and he starts being stupid and just too high of a gear. I mean, but he seems like he shifts all right, so keep on rolling with it. Go from there.
Nothing.
What?
I promise not to do anything stupid. Oh no, I don't promise that. I won't do anything stupid.
Yeah, he said he's not going to get out of first gear the whole time, so the videos are longer.
Oh, is that a bad idea?
I know. I just came up with it.
I can milk the crap out of these videos.
It works for me. I hope these.
Hey guys, we're here at Sabine ATV Park. We're gonna go riding. We're gonna get to the trails at some point. 6 fucking videos later. We're still by the front. We haven't gotten to the trails yet, but we're almost there.
We're almost out of the parking lot. Okay, now to put on part of the shifting mechanism on this one, there's a little tang to line up into a spring collar down there. Can't put it in any other way other than that. But when you rotate your shifter right here, that's all I'm doing is just rotating the shifter. This shaft moves. There is a flat spot cut into those grooves. I think you can see right there at the top. That you just have to line that up. So you just, because you won't be able to put this in there with this in there with it. If your shifter's down, you won't be able to put it in there. So you just want to slide it. Basically rotate that. Your shifter up and down. I mean, you need this to be pointing straight up and down pretty much. So right there, it finally got caught, and then you take it down to where that tang lines up in the bottom. Then you just slide it in. And then from there, you grab your other part in your bearing. Your bearing can slip into there if you want first. Fork will go into there just like that, and then when your cases come on, you'll see another little 3 ball bearings on the same similar triangle. That is for your clutch adjustment as far as firmness goes on your shifter. So there you can see you would put it into first. What they'll do is separate your clutch disc, allowing it to go to the next gear, free it up between the crankcase and the clutch. There you go. Part's done. Now you're ready to put gasket maker around. I use Yamaha Bond. They have Honda Bond, Yamaha Bond, Players Bond. I think every brand's got their own bond, but I like the Yamaha Bond a little bit better. It seems to be a little bit thicker. I might have already mentioned that. So let's cut back whenever we're ready to put the cases on. Okay, so next what you want to do is we're going to adjust our tensioner right there. So that's a 14mm flathead. Just get your open wrench, bust it loose like that, and back that off. What you're looking for is no play here in your shifter. So I mean, as soon as you start shifting up, that's when it's going to start shifting. So if you go in with it, it's going to increase that play. So then you don't shift until like down here, and then up here, that's where you start catching. So you have all this room that's really not doing anything. So you want to turn that counterclockwise until you start feeling some resistance, and then turn it in about a quarter of a turn or so. And that way, that's the only distance now that we're feeling before we start shifting. So you can go a little bit more if you wanted. Right about there. Put in. There you go. Clutch is adjusted. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly throw on the drive shaft to the front differential. Install your O-ring right there. Get you a little bit of grease on that.